So over the years, I've been very fortunate to work with a large number of clients, and I've seen various levels of adoption and various health levels of adoption. Question folks ask me is, what does good look like? I'm more comfortable with framing that as, what does healthy look like? Good is almost like best practice. There's no such thing. This is complex. This is adaptive. It's going to be variable. So what are some indicators that things are going okay? The most powerful indicator was when I was working with an energy company in the North Sea. And my team had been working with, they started off with one team that was doing drilling plans, and it was growing and growing. And so that whole region became an exemplar for how adoption was done. And it was collaborative, and they were using a mixture of Scrum and Kanban and Lean and all sorts of different things, but it's based on the fundamental principles of regular feedback loops. The vice president in charge of the region, so they owned all the rigs and everything to the shore, all the people, and getting the hydrocarbon to the pipelines on shore, turned up behind one of the team's daily scrums and just sat there and listened, because they knew what the purpose was. And at the end of it, just said, do you folks need anything from me? And that's the embodiment of true leadership that serves. And the leadership themselves were using a daily stand-up, a daily talk through their board about what are their big tasks, so that they were then having more frequent discussions about resolving challenges. So using campaign rooms to visualize data, and there was that connection, there was a buzz, there was an energy in the place. That translated to money, right? Because if you can save a day in drilling, big money. So if you've never had the opportunity, working in energy and pharmaceuticals, just add 3 zeros on any number you've ever thought of. And if you think that's a bit small, just add 6 zeros on, because it's very expensive, very, very expensive to find hydrocarbon or new medicines. There's an anti-pattern I have for you as well. There's one client I worked with. It was potentially one of the most toxic places I've ever worked. Huge partner ecosystem. It made the Game of Thrones look like kindergarten. There was such little trust. People were not empowered. Very, very bloody-minded. No support for experimentation. And it was just crazy that when you'd try and bring in a technique or a practice, people would push back at that because they're trying to protect their jobs. And they're so reliant on them. It was there that I had a developer turn around and argue with me that version control was a bad practice. And I knew it was time for me to leave when I highlighted a piece of information in a Scrum of Scrums and was told that it was not my place to share information with the teams. It's at that point that I decided that they were wasting my time and their money, and gave notice. So they're the two extremes, right? You've got an environment where the leadership truly understands the intent, the purpose, is supportive, demonstrates the practices and the principles. And the other extreme is a toxic workplace where very hierarchical, no trust, multiple fractures, and information is weaponized and siloed.